Okay, now I'm live. All right. Oh, okay. Well, once again, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, and I've got other things I'd much rather be doing at 4 o'clock in the morning than getting up because of a dog and a cat. Good morning, Sean. How you doing today? Oh, so if you hear me yawn or something like that, well, it's because it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. All right. Yes, shouting at the sky. That is my form of therapy for the day. There's just been too much going on. Good morning, Neil. How you doing? Where to start? Where to start with this crap today? Let's start with Michigan. What is it about these Democrat controlled states that they just cannot get their act together and understand Supreme Court rulings? What is it they can't understand? What is it that they can't understand about the Constitution and the plain language of the Constitution? This is a bill that this is Michigan. It has not been voted on yet. It's just been submitted. House Bill 6544. A bill to ban the manufacture, possession, purchase, and sale of assault weapons, to provide certain powers and duties for certain state and local officials and agencies, and to provide for the promulgation of rules to set for the Penalties Act. As used in this act, assault weapon means a semi-automatic rifle with the ability to accept a detachable magazine and has one or more of the following characteristics: pistol grip or thumb hold stock, any feature capable of functioning as a protruding grip that can be held by the non-trigger hand, a folding or telescoping stock, a shroud that is attached to or partially to complete encircle the barrels to permit the shooter to hold the firearm with the non-trigger hand without being burned, but excluding a slide that encloses the barrel. If this were to go through, my rifle would be considered an assault weapon in Michigan because it's a semi-automatic rifle. I've got a telescoping stock on it because I want to be able to adjust it for depending upon what clothing I'm wearing. If I'm wearing a heavier jacket, if I'm wearing a lighter jacket, if I'm not wearing a jacket at all. So I've got an adjustable stock on my rifle, so that I can adjust it according to what kind of clothing I'm wearing and what shooting conditions I'm in. And yes, I do have a barrel shroud on it so that I don't burn my hand on the barrel. Now, except for otherwise provided in this section, beginning January 1st, 2024, persons shall not manufacture, possess, purchase, or sell an assault weapon in this state. Person may continue to possess an assault weapon if that person legally possessed it before the effective date of this act, and if both of the following apply. Now, this is the part that really throws this law into unconstitutional status. The person registers the assault weapon with the state police in compliance with the rules adopted for the purchase by the Department of the State Police. And the person renews the registration of the assault weapon every 5 years. A person who violates subsection 1 is guilty of a felony and punishable by imprisonment by no more than 5 years. So if you own this firearm, you can keep it, but you have to register it and re-register it and re-register it and re-register it. Oh, I've got one of those. It's AR-7, Sean. I've got one. It's AR-7. It can, everything goes into the butt of the gun. It shoots a 22. And yes, it is a semi-automatic. Now, it only holds 4 rounds, but like I said, it hasn't been voted on yet. It's still in committee. I don't even think it's gotten out of committee yet. But yeah, who these people, these Democrats have, it's amazing how we've, they always say they want, to follow the Constitution, but something is plain and clearly written as the Second Amendment. That's just it's infuriating. It is just downright infuriating to me. Morning, CK. How you doing today? Morning, Jews. And that's a name I'm not familiar with, am I? I don't know if I'm familiar with you, but that could just be me, No, no. Probably not. Yeah. I'll be honest, this is the first time I think I've seen you. Sweetie, she's just okay. But let's see here. AR-7. Let's pull this up so you can see let's see here some images of the different AR-7s because it's been around since like 1959. It's been around a long time. Armalite invented it. It's this is the new version here. This is the original version down here. This is the one I've got up here. The with the polyurethane plastic body and everything just slides right in. This is the original design with the wooden stock. But yeah, I mean it's a great little gun. I keep mine in the back in my truck. I've got a box of ammunition for it, and I keep it in the truck. The magazines are loaded. So, yeah, it's a nice little rifle. It's not exceptionally accurate, but it's a nice little rifle. Ah, you're on. Okay. I spend a lot of time on Twitter. Uh, but I mean, my whole life doesn't revolve around social media. I tried to, this is my outlet, Jewess. This is my outlet for getting things that frustrate me out in the open, like this deal with the gun. All right, with that gun law. I'm very, very pro Second Amendment. I I don't define myself as a Republican, even though I am very conservative and I am a registered Republican. I do define myself more as a constitutionalist, which irritates people on both sides of the aisle, Republican, Democrat, because there's some things that, the Republican party's got wrong. And there's some things and a lot of things the Democrat party's got wrong, especially lately. Southern Girl, that's cool. This was, and speaking of Democrats getting things wrong, let's see here. I'd totally forgotten about this video until I saw it here lately. I've got to find. This is interesting. Found it. I want to play this video here. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's 10 minutes. I will post a link to it here. It's a YouTube video from 1966. A gentleman by the name of Dan Smoots. And let's see here. Share screen. Yes, I want to make sure audio, Chrome tab. There we go.
A constitutional republic, not a democracy. The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty.
The idea of democracy is equality. What do the Democrats push here? They're pushing equality or equity over individual responsibility. The Democrats want, the Democrats and the liberals and the media has been pushing, save our democracy. Trump was a threat to our democracy. Republicans are a threat to our democracy. We are not a democracy. This country is not a democracy. I've been preaching this for a long time. We are a union of 50 sovereign states in a constitutional republic. Thank you, CK. You're absolutely right.
Democracy always degenerates into dictatorship, which promises government guaranteed equality and security, but it delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules.
Man, this guy could be talking about today. He could be talking about what's going on today. But this is from 1966.
America was founded as a constitutional republic to safeguard the liberties of the people against the tyranny of democracy or of one-man dictatorship. In this century, great strides have been made toward the goal of subverting our republic into a democracy. The foremost tactic of the subverters is subversion of language.
How many times have we all said, have we heard, those who control the language control the world? And the Democrats and the media are doing their best to control the language, even to the point of demanding that the pronouns. Let's just look at what they say here. You have to use their pronouns. They're demanding that we use their language. We can't call them illegals anymore. They're undocumented. They're freedom seekers. They're whatever. No, they're illegals. They came across the border illegally. They're illegal immigrants. But you are a hateful person if you use that language. Morning, TC. You are a hateful person if you call it what it is. If you see somebody with a beard and you call them sir, but they're feeling like a woman that day, you're a hateful person for not calling them her. I'm sorry, you've got a beard and an Adam's apple, you're 6'5" and built like a brick shithouse. You've lifted weights all your life. You're not a woman, you're a man. Sean, you're exactly, their actions are illegal. Therefore, they are illegal. They are illegal. They are in the country illegally.
By calling America a democracy until people thoughtlessly accept and use the term, the totalitarians have obscured the real meaning of our principles of government. That is a summary of my report on a constitutional republic, not a democracy. The full report after a message from my sponsor.
All right. It's got another 9 minutes left of this. I'm not going to play the whole 9 minutes. The summary speaks for itself. This should be required video in every high school, in every junior high school. They should be watching this video. Now, if memory serves, LBJ was president in 1966. Yep. Lyndon Baines Johnson, a Democrat. Why is it, and I'm not going to say all Republicans presidents have been good presidents. No. I'm not going to say, because I'm not a liar. But I'm hard pushed to name a good Democrat president since JFK. I really am. Oh, that was the sole purpose for the war on poverty. CK, that was the sole purpose of it. To make people dependent upon the government. What you got? Well, you got there. What? Say that page doesn't exist, Sean. I tried to open that link of yours and it says the page does not exist. JFK is the last Democrat president that I would say actually loved the country. That he actually loved the United States. JFK is the last one that I would say that actually did. I can't say that about any Democrat president since him. Not even Jimmy Carter. I'm sorry. Jimmy Carter's heart may have been in the right place, but he was as worthless as tits on a boar hog when it comes to him as a president. Before I forget, yes, we saw Time Magazine, their Person of the Year, Zelensky over there in Ukraine. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And yes, the Democrats, Warnock won yesterday. The Democrats did win Georgia, Warnock, so it's no longer a tied Senate. It's 51-49. Thank you, Pennsylvania, for electing a stroke victim that can't put together 4 words. You tagged me on Twitter on it, huh? Okay, let's see here. Oh my God. Oh, okay. This Poe. All right. Yeah, Sean, she's funny as hell. The first time I saw her a while back, it was like, and I started doing research, looking her up. It was like, you have got to be kidding me. But yeah, that's another Poe account just to show how stupid the left can be. This Ann Lesby. Yeah. That's not a real person. Or so okay, here. Make sure I got the right one. Yeah, but that's one heck of a Poe account that they've got going there. So excuse me, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cough in y'all's ear. And the next thing that's got me yelling here this morning, and this has got me yelling in more ways than one. Yelling that finally it's about time they did something. Loudoun County Superintendent Scott Ziegler fired after grand jury reported on handling of sexual assaults. The grand jury said the district was looking out for its own interests instead of the best interests of its students. The Loudoun County Superintendent Scott Ziegler was fired by the school board Tuesday night. The Northern Virginia District drew national attention last year after a father accused at a school board meeting of covering up the rape of his daughter, in which a biological boy wearing a skirt. The school board tried to say it was a kilt, but no, it was a damn skirt in the girls' bathroom. They then transferred the kid to another school where he assaulted another girl. And the father was arrested by the school board. The school board had him arrested for going up there and yelling at him about it. The father alleged the district had attempted to cover up his daughter's sexual assault to advance his transgender policy, which had been subject to parental protest at school board meetings. No fake. The grand jury report released Monday said the district was looking out for its own interests. Hell yeah, they were trying to protect their jobs. They're more interested in pushing their agenda than protecting the students. They displayed a stunning lack of openness, transparency, and accountability to both the public and the special grand jury. And about its response to sexual assaults, according to the report, which also condemned Ziegler for denying at a June 21 school board meeting they had any knowledge of the first assault, which had occurred in May, while the second assault had occurred in October. So for 5 months, he knew about the first assault and still allowed the second one to happen. The man lied his ass off. But in an email dated May 28th, the same day as the initial assault, the superintendent had alerted school board members that the assault had been reported. He knew that boy had assaulted a girl. And he let him stay in the school. And he let him return to the school. May, at the end of the school year. October, the beginning of the school year. That boy never should have been allowed back in that school district. He should never been allowed back in the school. Oh, Sean, I want to see criminal charges against the school board. I want to see criminal charges against everybody that was on the school board during that time frame, especially the ones that were on the school board when the May assault happened and then when the October assault happened, and did nothing about the first assault. That second assault was totally false. The responsibility falls on the school board and this district superintendent, who did nothing about it. The grand jury's report explained the district failed at several points to step in and alter the sequence of events that led to the second assault. It also said the grand jury did not find. Now, this is one that pisses me off. I don't know what they did not find, what evidence they did not have here to say that they couldn't find a coordinated cover-up between school officials and the school board, but that the second assault could have and should have been prevented. They're damn straight that second assault could have been prevented. They could have kicked that damn kid out of the school. They could have charged him. I've learned, why wasn't the police called the first assault? Why? Why was the police not called? Why was the kid not charged? Why was he allowed back into school? Those are questions that need to be answered to the public. And everybody that knew about the first assault that did not report the second assault and they worked for that school board, I don't care if it's a teacher, a janitor, a teacher's aide, a cook, a secretary, everybody that knew about that first assault and did nothing to get reported to the police and to get that kid out of that school should be charged with having that for the second assault. That's plain and simple. Every one of them. This is what today's liberalism gets for us. These people are more concerned about trans rights than the rights of a young lady or a young man to go to school without being sexually assaulted. They're more concerned about some kid putting on a skirt and saying, I'm a boy or I'm a girl, or some girl putting on a pair of pants and inking on a mustache and saying, I'm a boy, than they are about protecting the children that are in their schools. Yeah, you're exactly right, Julius. When that father came up before that school board, they had them charged. I could have swore I shut off there. Auto. I keep getting autoplay started on one of the videos here I've got. You know, CK, I was listening to a little bit of Jack Stream last night, and he was talking about that one teacher with all those strange ass books in his classroom, showing anal sex, oral sex, everything else, gay, lesbian sex. You can't have a teacher bring a Bible into a classroom. That teacher would be fired. That teacher would be suspended. That teacher would be written up if they brought in a Bible, if they brought in the Torah. Hell, even if they brought in the Quran. Maybe not so much the Quran, but the Bible or the Torah, they definitely get written up for, at a minimum. But a teacher can bring in books and have them in his classroom depicting oral sex, gay sex, lesbian sex with no problems whatsoever. And it's excused with those are there for an after-school club. Why is an after-school club allowed to have books depicting sex? That's pornography being shown to students on school property Why are those books even allowed on school property to start with? And why is there a club that talks about, that's sanctioned by the school, even allowed to talk about them? You're probably right, Sean. We're not going to be having the schools doing what they're supposed to be doing anymore. It's not going to work that way. I don't understand why, but there's going to be problems with it. Well, I do understand why. Because we have allowed the leftists to take over our schools. We have allowed the left-wingers to take over our schools. We are allowing teachers to come in to our school systems and say, we are going to teach equity. We are going to wear rainbows and be proud of the fact we're gay, and we're going to be safe places for gay and lesbian students and trans students, and we're going to be more concerned. We are destroying the future of this country when we're being more concerned that a student feels good about themselves than that we're concerned that they're learning the basic fundamentals of science and mathematics. Exactly. Johnny, good morning. You're exactly, if AP said that, he's exactly right. They are more concerned about making these kids feel good, about making them feel good about being gay or being trans, how special they are. And, every child wants to be special. And if you've got a teacher standing there saying, well, you're special if you're gay, you're special if you're trans. Well, the kid wants to feel special, so what's he going to do? What's she going to do? They're going to say, well, then I'm gay because I want to be special. I'm trans because I want to be special. No, Sean, they don't associate the rainbow with Christianity anymore. They just don't do it. So, anyway, I'm trying to keep my outrages down to 15 minutes. 15 minutes per outrage. I've been told when I get on a 30-minute or an hour-long rant about one subject that some of y'all find it a little boring. So I'm trying to keep it down to 15 minutes per rant, per subject. Now, here's an article that make the leftists happy. They are going to be absolutely ecstatic over this. Okay. And if I got lefties out there, here you go. Trump organization found guilty of tax fraud scheme. Now, I was saying Trump's organization, his real estate company. All right, didn't say he. It said the people who ran the company. Donald Trump's real estate company was convicted on Tuesday of carrying out a 15-year-long criminal scheme to defraud tax authorities, adding to the legal woes. All right. The Trump organizations, which operates hotels, golf courses, and other real estate around the world, is found guilty of paying personal expenses for top executives, including the chief financial officer, Alan Weiselberg, and issuing bonus checks to them as if they were independent contractors. The company faces up to $1.6 million in fines after being convicted on all charges, including scheming to defraud tax authorities, conspiracy, and falsifying business records. Trump was not charged. So the people that were charged were found guilty. People that Trump hired to run that business broke the law. They were tried. They were convicted. They're going to be sentenced. $1.6 million in fines. I expect, that's, given New York, I fully expect that they're going to have to, they're going to sentence to the full $1.6 million in fines. And Trump's company is going to have to pay it. That's okay. But none of this touches Trump himself. Not legally, not yet. Now, the company is going to have some problems in the future doing business, especially with the state, with any kind of a government, because no government, the state of Washington or the state of New York and such, they're not going to want to do business with, they don't want to do business with Trump anyway, so they're going to use this as an excuse to put Trump on a on the no-go list. Well, Sean, the problem here is the way they paid their executives. When they paid them as contractors instead of as employees, yeah, that is that's them skirting the law. That there's no two ways about it. The people that Trump hired to run that organization, they done wrong. And should Trump have hired an outside auditing group to come in and audit the books of that company? Evidently, the answer to that is yes. Who watches the watchman? That old saying, he hired these people to run the business, and evidently he didn't hire anybody to go in and follow up and make certain that they were running the business according to Hoyle. So, and well, since y'all talking about guns, I got another gun story. I do have another gun story here for you guys. And we're going back in time on this one. ATF set to destroy guns associated with the Obama era Fast and Furious scandal. Now remember, the Obama administration was scandal-free, according to the press. No drama Obama. Remember that? Oh, crap. All right. Yeah, I had a little bit of a problem here. My computer platform collapsed on me. And trying to put it back together so I can. Okay. Well, that's better than what it's better than it falling over the way it's set up now. It's not perfect, but it'll work. It'll hold for a little bit. Yeah, Neil, I know. When my table collapsed, my mic got unplugged from the computer. Had to get plugged in and get it reset back up again. All right, so let's come back over here to the ATF. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, is set to destroy firearms associated with the Obama era Operation Fast and Furious. And remember, Holder refused to appear and respond to Congress on the hearings about this. This is a 10-year-old thing. All right. I'm sorry, but nobody gives a damn anymore. If they may in the future, because I'm just going to scroll down here to the very bottom of this, because what's going on is let's see here. Earlier this year, prosecutors in Mexico charged 7 individuals with crimes related to Operation Fast and Furious, including Mexico's former top police official and former commander. So Mexico may be a reason that this is going to come back up into the news cycle as something other than a payback by Jim Jordan. But because the Mexican government has started prosecutions on this, we do have to maintain the evidence. I'm going to be on it. That's just the way I feel on it. If we were to destroy the evidence based on allow the ATF to destroy the evidence, which is the firearms, then we're quite rightfully be accused of perverting justice. No, the reason nobody cared is because the press didn't care. The press covered it up. Remember, it's the media. Our buddies in the media determines what is and isn't a scandal. What they decide is a scandal, what they decide is important to be covered, what they decide is important for the American people to be worried about, that's what gets out there. All right. And the way and the sad fact of it is I mean 99.9% of the mainstream media, and I include Fox News in this, is center left to far left. The only thing conservative on Fox News anymore is some of their commentators. Their news department is no longer center or center right. At best, it should be considered center left. So, people, Fox News is. I stopped watching Fox News on a regular basis a couple years ago because I got tired of the way that the news itself, they were starting to push left wing agendas. Tucker is left wing. Tucker is he's center left at best. So, and I honestly, I haven't watched enough of Hannity to know if he's still right wing or not, or if he's moved to the left. But Jim Jordan, though, he has fired off a letter to the ATF telling them that he does not want them to destroy those firearms and that they need to be stored properly because they haven't even been secured. They've been sitting on top of a lockbox instead of in one. But anyway, and while I'm doing that, let's see here. I need some more subs. I still need 51 more subs over on Rumble. So if anybody wants to sub for me, give me a sub over there at Rumble, I would appreciate it. And block user. What the hell? Be gone, bot. Yep. Thank you. So if anybody wants to sub for me over there, I would appreciate it. Mark Levine. I haven't listened to Mark Levine in years. All right. And the story that's kept bugging me, going off of my ear the entire stream here, the audio. Elon Musk is still making the news. But when I used to, CK, I used to listen to conservative radio a lot. And anymore, I'd rather listen to my audiobooks. Excuse me on that. Okay. Here we go. Fox News.
He is Congressman James Comer. Congressman, it's great to have you on. Congressman, what was your reaction when you first heard about this story?
Well, I wasn't surprised. We had heard rumors, and we had talked to potential whistleblowers from Twitter that implied that the FBI did Twitter just like Zuckerberg claimed they did Facebook, that the FBI was coming in and saying that be aware, this potential Hunter laptop story, it sure sounds a lot like Russian disinformation, and you need to be very careful not to put yourself in a bad position putting a fake news story on that would be harmful to a presidential candidate just a few days before the presidential election. So we knew this was out there, and God bless Elon Musk for becoming transparent and bringing it to the truth, to the attention of the American people.
Well, that's
all right. Elon Musk said, let me close that Twitter's, good God, Fox. You're jumping all over the place on me here. Elon Musk said Twitter's former deputy general counsel, James Baker, who used to be an FBI agent that was fired from the FBI, was exited from the company on Tuesday after revelations about his role in the platform's handling of the Hunter Biden laptop. Journalist Matt Taibbi published internal communications over the weekend that took place among Twitter's top brass in October 2020. All right, let's see here. Baker was involved in the discussions as to whether the laptop fell under Twitter's hacked materials policy. All right. I support the conclusion we need. I support the conclusion we need more facts, but we need to assume that they were hacked. It's reasonable for us to assume that they may have been hacked, and caution is warranted. The only time they ever assumed anything. Remember, Twitter had no problem. This guy had no problem with obviously stolen tax records of President Trump. They're obviously stolen. Trump didn't release them to the general public. But he had no problem whatsoever with those being put out there on the internet, on Twitter. He had no problem with that whatsoever. And it's much easier, it's a much less leap of logic to say that those were stolen versus this laptop, which, according to the news article, the initial news article, Biden abandoned at a computer repair shop. Before joining Twitter, Baker worked as general counsel at the FBI, where he was the key figure in the Bureau's investigation, 2-year investigation of the alleged interference in the 2016 presidential election. So this man was an anti-Trumper, pro-Biden man from the get-go. Yeah, CK, I'm going to start using, going over to that Brave browser. I've heard they've done some improvements to it. I used to use it, but I had some issues with it. But I've heard they've done some improvements to it and updates, so I'm considering downloading it and using it instead of Chrome. But Chrome's the only thing that seems to work right now with StreamYards. So if Brave will work with StreamYards, I'm going to switch to that. Yes, EK, you're not wrong about that either. But I'm finding it funny how Elon is cleaning house here. He's starting to clean house. He's getting rid of the people that needs to be gotten rid of. Now, Neil, the browser does matter, Neil, when you're trying to use StreamYards, because it does not like Microsoft. It works best with Chrome. At least to my limited experience. Baker was also personally involved in the FISA warrant application to surveil Carter Page. All right. Baker later admitted his role in the FISA application was unusual. Yep. That application, that relied heavily on the fake Trump dossier, which was bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton and her campaign, which actually was foreign collusion, Russian collusion. It's amazing how the Russian collusion was actually on the Hillary side. But that was totally ignored and still is to this day. Oh, okay, Neil. Yeah, browsers, at least, and I'm just saying in my experience, my limited experience here with StreamYards, there may be people out there, well, definitely. There's somebody out there who knows a heck of a lot more about StreamYards and can make it work with any browser system. I just have difficulties making it work with anything except Chrome at this time. But that's just me. Maybe I need to sit down with Monkey and some other people that use StreamYards a lot more often and have gotten a lot deeper into it. But anyway, Fulton County came through, like I said, for Warnock last night. They got Warnock elected. Of course, they fortified that election quite well. So, okay. Okay, wait a second here. StreamYards sucks on phones. I've only done StreamYards on my phone once, and that was back during Hurricane Michael. I streamed what was going on, what I could see from my from my driveway. But that was about it. Now I have used StreamYards as a guest on my phone a couple of times. But yeah, me yelling at the sky, this is my form of therapy, guys. Everybody needs to find their form of therapy. My nurse appreciated all you guys yesterday. Man, I meant to take a picture of my arm. I am so black and blue. Johnny, Dr. Oz was not the perfect candidate. He really wasn't. But Mitch McConnell threw money into he deprived people of money and threw money in other races that he shouldn't have done. McConnell really screwed the pooch. A lot of the blame for the lost seats and the potential seats in the Senate falls straight on McConnell's shoulders. That guy really screwed up badly, and he's going to get reelected as a Senate majority or minority leader. CK, you're not too far from wrong there on quite a few, on some of these Republicans in the. I still don't understand how, though, somebody could vote for Fetterman. I don't care which party he's on. How can you vote for somebody that has to have somebody to type everything in a large screen format for him to be able to read it, because he can't talk to you. He can't understand the words you say. So somebody has to take what you say, type it into a computer screen for him to read. And then his answer could take him 20 minutes to get it out because he's stuttering and stammering all over the place, sounding worse than Biden. Okay, Johnny, I'm not going to disagree with you on that. McConnell is not. It's time for him to go. Oh, God. Southern border. For what they have sent to the Ukraine for a war that we've got nothing that we should be involved with. We could have had that southern border built twice over. We could have the most secure border in the world with what they've spent on that on money that they've sent to the Ukraine. We could have helped out how many thousands of veterans who are living homeless on the streets right now for that money that they've spent on Ukraine. And this is money that we'll never see back. This is money we'll never get back. We never will. I don't mind. Yes, we send money to Israel. We help Israel defend itself from a whole group of countries that want to nuke it off the planet. But right now, we don't have the money to be sending to the Ukraine. They are printing money based on nothing, with no hopes of getting anything in returns. This is Biden paying back the money that he owes Ukraine and Zelensky for what they paid his son that he got from him prior to. And damn be those Republicans that voted for letting this money go through. Damn them all. So, all right, guys. Thanks for coming out. Life has gotten, I've got errands I need to run today. I've got a couple appointments I got to keep. So I've got to get on my high horse and get going, take care of this stuff. I want to thank you all for coming out and listening to me yell at the sky here today. Jewess, it's a pleasure meeting you. Johnny, I'm always glad to see you. Duck Dog, Sean, Neil, TC, CK. Appreciate you all. Everyone, have a good day. And as always, be with the ones you love the ones that you're with, and try to make it all a good day.